out fine, 'cause you're an asshole tonight.
All right, you beta bitches, we're back. Welcome back to Libretti Podcast Diary Show. I'm your host, Libretti. Hope you're having a good Memorial Day weekend so far and enjoying yourselves a little bit. Got a lot to talk about today, so why don't we just jump right into it and let's step into the cage.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Open my eyes! My eyes!
All right. Today's cage fact is brought to you by Prison Mike's Gruel Sandwiches. After a hard day of dropping the soap in the shower, shuffle on over to the cafeteria and grab yourself a Prison Mike's Gruel Sandwich. To get your version at home, call 555-GRUEL and give them promo code Dementors and you'll get 5% off your first order. That's 555-555-GRUEL, promo code Dementors. It's just 3 5s, not 5 5s or whatever the hell I said. But yeah, give a call over. It's pretty innovative stuff for Prison Mike to be doing that. Taking advantage of his time in prison in the clink. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so the cage fact today is it's a short one. He actually owns more than one shrunken pygmy heads, real shrunken heads. Now, to give you an idea what the hell that even is, there's different tribes or whatever that will shrink heads and they'll look like that little mini head from Beetlejuice. If you ever saw that movie, with that dude who had the little tiny head. What they do though to do this is after somebody dies, they sever the head, they skin it, they take the skull right out of the head. And now you just got this skin, this loose skin, like a mask, like a Dwight Schrute mannequin mask, what have you. And they sew up all the orifices, the holes, the eye holes, the nose holes, the mouth holes, and all that. And then they boil it in boiling water for a number of hours or however long. And the skin actually starts to shrink in there. And then they pull it out of the pot, and they stuff hot stones into the back of the skin behind the eye holes and what have you. And then they also put hot sand in there to sort of absorb up the rest of that water from the pot. And while this is happening, they're using another hot stone to iron on top of the skin to continue shrinking it and to get it all flat and like formed around like the rocks and the sand and stuff. And then they sew it up and mold it to make it look, like a head again, and it becomes this shrunken little head. I did this research on the Smithsonian Channel's website. They have a little video on it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty crazy. They did it with a pig. Now think about Nick Cage owning several of those. And I can 100% believe that I'd be willing to bet that he has done it himself before, and that's how he's got so many of them, because he probably just does it himself. Because why wouldn't he? But anyway, that's your cage fact of the day. All right. So last week we put out a poll for everyone to vote on the LPD show Instagram account, and the poll question for last week was, who would win in a best of 7 thumb war? Will Sasso or Tom Hanks? So let's break down each competitor to kind of go over strengths and weaknesses to kind of see who might have the upper hand, if you will. So we got Will Sasso on one hand, big strong dude. I don't know if you've seen him in Mad TV, but he always towered over everybody else in the cast. He's a big, powerful guy. He's got giant bear paw hands. We're talking like meat hook type of hands. And I don't know if you've seen recently, but on his Instagram account, he does these Instagram lives at night where he's pretty much literally just clapping to music for hours on end, and he adds people to the call, and he's clapping and clapping. So he's getting these hands calloused. He's strengthening the thumb muscles. He's got real physical dominance in the hand category, so to speak. Another part of him that I don't know if people realize is that he is an incredible trash talker. He's got a really quick wit. He's super funny. He's able to drop your guard almost immediately with any sort of topic of conversation, and sort of get in your head. And once he does that, that's when the shit talking comes. He owns real estate in your dome, and it's all over from there. So if he could get in your head, then he can easily overpower you with his giant hands and his thumb skills, and it'll be over. The next competitor is Tom Hanks. So you're thinking, Tom Hanks is older. He's certainly not as big and strong as Will Sasso, physically speaking. But you got to think about Tom Hanks in his career and his history. And he's got unbelievable physical endurance and mental stamina and toughness. It's unrivaled mental toughness. He recently just beat COVID. Him and his wife beat the virus. He fought AIDS in Philadelphia, not just anywhere. He didn't use his money like Magic Johnson did to beat it. He fought it in a tough city. You don't just go in Philly and get away with it. You got to, he had a scrap, and he fought AIDS there. He fought all those executives in the big toy industry when he was in Big, and he had to grow up for a couple days. In Forrest Gump alone, he fought polio. He fought the Vietnamese. He fought a very struggling shrimp business in the beginning. And he fought hepatitis that he got from Jenny. And he survived it all. He made it through it all. Not to mention, he ran cross-country for no reason whatsoever. So his physical endurance is unbelievable. Don't forget the fact that he fought Nazis, saving a human being, saving Private Ryan, fought off the Nazis as a school teacher, through D-Day, through cowardly Oppum, fought it all, made it through to the very end. And then, of course, his mental endurance. Stranded on an island for 7 years by himself with a volleyball, a dead body, and a FedEx package. Finds his way back home. Comes back, the love of his life, has married his dentist and had kids. And you think he would have given up then. But no. He drove that package to that destination 7 years later and finished the fight. You can't do that without mental toughness. The brain, mental toughness. And for that reason, I choose Hanks in 7. Going the distance, all 7 rounds, boop, 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 boop. Tom Hanks. And the crowd seems to agree. 57% of you voted for Hanks to 43% for Sasso, which it was actually pretty close. I thought more people were going to go with Sasso just because of brute strength, especially if he get you with the couple first early rounds, and then he gets in your head and he dominates from there. But I'm actually pleased that people thought this one through and realized Tom Hanks' capability, and he prevailed. So that was that. 57-43 for Hanks. Good fight for Will Sasso, though. Okay, so next week's poll, I'll post it, probably Thursday again this coming week, so we'll talk about it next week, so think about it. This poll coming up, this question is, who is the better Gruber brother? Hans Gruber from Die Hard 1, falls off the building, or Simon Peter Gruber from Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance. He stole the money from the New York, how you doing, Bank, Federal Reserve. So that's a question for next week. Start thinking about it. Maybe go back and watch the movies to see who's a little bit more diabolical, and then we'll discuss it, after the poll next week and get it figured out. So, all right, moving along to the junction. Today's topic. is not something I'm going to be really bitching about. Actually, it's the OnlyFans craze going on that's blown up this, especially this quarantine time frame. So if you're not familiar, OnlyFans is a website that technically anybody can join. You join, and you can join as a content creator, and you post videos and photographs of yourself literally doing whatever you want, and you charge a premium for people to subscribe to it, a monthly, one-time fee, what have you. And it's used, so again, for all those people who are literally living in a closet for the past 2 months. It's mainly for women to join up and charge a premium rate for people to see them, naked, doing stuff, doing normal everyday stuff naked, just pictures, doing crazy stuff, whatever they want. And it's not just the hots. It's not like in porn where it's just hot women and they discriminate or they keep the fats away or whatever. It's everybody. It's hots. It's fats. It's midgets. Little people. It's uggos. And they're making a killing. Lot of money for something so simple. $9.99 a month, you get to see me naked or in lingerie or not, just doing whatever I want to do, and you're going to pay to watch it. And they're making a killing. Which brings to me two realizations, folks. Two. One, coming from the age of internet being born and porn coming through, into the internet finally, it's never been easier to see naked women than it is right now. And it's amazing. I'm in love with it. It's never been easier. And you know how you get those old crusty guys that, well, back in my day, you had to earn your naked titties and whatever, and you shouldn't get it this easy. I disagree. Okay? We had to earn it when we were younger, yes. But I'm so happy now that because we earned it and did the legwork back then, now anybody can go and click and pay and see. When I was a kid, a couple years ago, we didn't have that luxury, okay? Before even the internet, you had the magazines that you had to go, run off into the woods and find in some rusty shed to go get your rocks off if somebody left an old sticky magazine for you. Or if you were lucky like us, you had a friend. We had a friend named Sal. We'll call him Sal. I don't want to give away his identity. But his family had that, we called it the Terminator cable box. I don't know what it was, but we called it the Terminator cable box. It had all the channels. We would ride our bikes over there, hang out at Sal's house, and when his family went to work in the summer when we were home and they went to work and actually provided, we would hit the cable box. Channel 96 was the Spice Channel. I'll never forget it. 96. And you get your scramble channel. And pretty much what it was static and waves on the screen, elevator music, some shitty script that somebody wrote up about a teacher tutoring his student at his house, and things get messy. You know how it goes when you're getting tutored. And every once in a while, the static would sort of mold together, and you would be able to actually see a boobie, a titty, what have you. Most of the time it was, one top half up here, and then the waves would come in, and the bottom half, the under boob with the bottom part of the nipple would be down here. And then you would use your imagination, that Tom Hanks mental toughness, to try to envision what it would be like with one complete boob. And then you would run off to the bathroom behind the tree in the backyard. You would fire off 6 to 7 quick jerk-offs, and you'd be good to go. Now it's a little easier. I think that's actually why the underboob is so popular these days, is because it brings back memories to us. We see, a chick with a short midriff or whatever they're called. Midriff, did I say that right? Anyway, You got the underboob, and it brings back memories. You get flashbacks of Spice Channel and seeing that, and it's good. Anyway, I digress. The second realization is that the women's empowerment movement has really taken a step forward. I know you're probably thinking, no way, it's taken a step back. Men are just objectifying women more. They're selling their bodies for simple cash. They're like prostitutes practically. It's disgusting. I couldn't disagree more. If you think about it in terms, if you just think about it in any terms, you have women realizing that there's still a high demand, an undying demand by guys to see as many naked women as possible before we die. It's never ending. It'll never go away. And women, using their brains, have seen that, have cornered the market on this OnlyFans, and are now charging a premium rate for you to accomplish your goal as an incel to see all these naked women. I got to see them all. I got to pay $10, $10, $10, $10. I'm going to see them all. I'm going to accomplish my goal. And these women are just cashing in the checks, raking it in. All they're doing is just taking their shirts off, showing off what their mama gave them. And if you think that is a step backwards, think about this. How many men are on OnlyFans? Very small percent. Very small. Why? Because nobody wants to see some laid off Chippendales worker walking around with his lopsided dong hanging out. Sorry, Seth, we're not going to pay to see that. Even women aren't, because women come together in times of crisis. They're paying for their other friends' women's OnlyFans accounts. They're not paying to see that, Seth. No one's going to pay me to give you the cage fact in assless chaps. What are chapless asses? Assless chaps and booby tassels to give you the fact. Nobody wants to pay for that. In fact, I'd pay to get that off the internet. So you tell me if it's a backward step in the women's empowerment, because I say nay. I think it's at least 1 to 2 steps forward. Not to mention the fact that these women have to be getting paid upwards of at least $10 to every $1 a guy might be getting paid on these sites. So more power to them. It's unbelievable. And I've always believed that a woman's body. Did I click this by accident? A woman's body is a work of art. It doesn't matter what size or shape. I think they've always been a work of art. And this is proving it. Right now, we're proving it that you're paying to see these women in their beautiful art form. So, kudos to the women. Thank you for proving that theory. And it's wonderful. Now, a big point of contention here is, well, why would you pay to see these women when there's endless porn for free? Endless porn. And I'm not just exaggerating that. This is 2020. If you Google something and you spell it wrong, you're going to porn. Okay? If you go to look at the White House page and you put in whitehouse.com and not .gov, good luck with that, because that's pornography. That's how quick it gets to you. You want White House? You want to learn about policies and what Trump and all those guys are doing? You better get it right, sucker. You're going to lemonparty.org, it said. So why pay? I'll tell you why. Because porn stars, they're fantasy. Okay? You look at porn, and it's all these beautiful women with big fake titties, fake asses, doing unrealistic things, sleeping with their plumbers, the pizza delivery guy, their new neighbor across the street. It's not, none of this stuff really happens. and we don't even know porn stars. There's a small percentage of human beings in this world that are usually probably in just LA or Miami or probably all of Italy that actually physically know porn stars. Otherwise, they're just figments of our imagination and just on the internet. They're superheroes in the XXX universe or whatever. They're not real, okay? We fantasize about that being real because it gives us something to fantasize about, hope for, be proud of, or whatever. I don't know. But these OnlyFans girls, they're real. Kylie, who is in the Model UN with you in college, is now out there in lingerie with 12 Nathan's hot dogs in her mouth, charging $10 for people to see it. You were in the Model UN with her. She's real. She is a real human being. And now, for $9.99, you get a whole month to see her do whatever she's going to do on the internet. And you've seen her in real life. And that tangible, plausible hope that the incels have that this could really happen in real life because I've seen this girl in Walmart and now I see her naked. That's what's so appealing to the OnlyFans. That's why people are going to keep paying to go see it. And I'm not even mad about it. And you shouldn't be either. There are groups who are mad about it. Let's talk about them. First group. We all know who it's going to be. It's the hardcore religious. Got it. We understand. The super religious, it's a sin. This is sins of the flesh. You're disgusting. God would never allow this, yada, yada, yada. Forget about the fact that Jesus dated a prostitute back in the day. Forget about that. Don't worry about that. Forget about how so many Catholic priests are getting covered up touching boys. Don't worry about that. This is a sin in the flesh, and you will be damned to hell if you do this. Look, I get it. I grew up Catholic. I know religious people are religious and faithful, and they don't like to do that stuff. Understand it. But you better beware, Pastor Phil. Okay? Because while you're out there peddling Bibles door to door with your little short sleeve button-down shirt and Dilbert tie, you're selling Bibles, and you're damning people to hell for not following the good book. Your daughter is in her room on a webcam in a sexy nun outfit with nothing but the little nun collar and a rosary around her neck and a thong. And I got news for you, pal, Pastor Phil. Your daughter is filling up her donation basket a lot quicker than you are. Okay? So don't hate the player, hate the game. You got to respect the hustle. You don't have to like it, but you got to respect it, crazy religious folks. All right? I at least would rather get the whole religious God is looking down on you from that group than the very bitter group of the pyramid schemers that are going around. Because that's really like the second wave of what's been increasing over this quarantine is you got the OnlyFans crew, and then you got the pyramid schemers to try to make money. You know, the goal is to try to make money when you're not working normally. So I get it. I respect that. And I do have no problem with people who go into these pyramid schemes knowing that this is a scheme, this is trash, but I'm trying to get discount protein powder, or I'm just trying to pay rent and do whatever I got to do. Got it. But there are plenty of you out there selling your Arbonne and your Plexus and your Mary Kay and whatever other snake oil, and you think, oh no, this is a multi-level marketing platform, and it's all above board, and it's empowering to people, and you grab your team, and your team helps you succeed in life, and you get this and that. And we're also going to better your lives with these shakes and proteins. No, you're not. Sorry, you're not. And I know from experience, okay? I knew the game. I sold Mary Kay in college. I knew it was a pyramid scheme. I didn't care. It helped me pay for my rent, though. And I don't mind telling you. But for you people who are blind and clouded and think it's not a scam at all, and that you're not getting worked, I don't know what to tell you. Don't be bitter that your friends are over there walking around with a choker on, getting paid multitude more money than you are. Don't get bitter about that. Again, respect the game. Respect the hustle. Sorry, nobody wants to pay $400 a month for your kale smoothies or flaxseed nutty bars or whatever crap you're trying to peddle. They'd rather put that money to good use and go see their friends in a wet t-shirt contest for $10. You know how many friends you could see doing that for $400 a month? They don't have to waste that money when they know that exercising and eating right is going to get them better results than paying $400 for your fiber Metamucil shakes. Come on. The bottom line, folks, is this. Even if you don't pay for the subscriptions, I want to, but, you know, I got student loans I got to pay for, unfortunately. Thanks a lot, Embry Riddle. But even if you don't pay for them, you gotta respect the effort. It's great for everyone. The people on there are getting paid. The people paying are getting what they want. It's keeping things rolling. Okay, I think it's great for the women that are out there doing it, crushing the market, really doing well out there, and in these tough times, you gotta respect it, and you gotta just go respect it, go enjoy it. Okay, you got big, tall, fat, small. Go subscribe to them all. All right. Okay. Thanks a lot for listening today, guys. Make sure you go follow my YouTube page, subscribe to the YouTube page, Libretti Podcast Diary. Go follow the IG account at LPD_show. Check it out on Apple Podcasts as well. Go subscribe on there for your car rides or what have you. All the links will be in the comments section of the YouTube video. Don't forget the next poll is going to be the better Gruber brother. Hans from Die Hard 1, Simon Peter Gruber from Die Hard 3. Next week I might try to have my brother on, Nick Libretti from JR Cigars. We might try to do like a Zoom episode where, you know, because he's up in New Jersey doing his thing. We'll see if we can make it work. If not, you know, it'll be another time, but it'd be nice to get him on there. We could talk about the poll and some of the cool stuff that he's doing, especially during the times of the quarantine right now. So, and before I sign off, I just want to, you know, discuss Memorial Day, this whole weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day's tomorrow. And I just want people to remember, you know, these past couple months where we've all been, you know, dealing with sacrifice of some sort. So we kind of get a feeling of kind of like the pain, the hurt that sacrificing of any kind has on you and your families and everything in general. So I think we can appreciate sacrifice a little bit more this year than anything else. But I want everyone to keep in mind that Memorial Day is a day to honor those, the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice, who sacrificed their lives for the greater good, for something bigger than all of us, for our freedoms, our rights, our abilities, everything we have as Americans. These people sign on the dotted line, whether they're military, fire, police, whatever it is, you know, frontline hospital workers now. They volunteered their lives, you know, knowing that there would be this chance that they would have to give that ultimate sacrifice for the betterment of the rest of us. So there's a lot of families out there that are missing, you know, those people, and that's a pain that I can never possibly imagine. You know, I saw guys that I knew and didn't know lose their lives out there when I was in Afghanistan, and all you can think about is, you know, their children, their spouses, their parents, their siblings. Those people have to live with this pain forever because that person gave their life so that we can remain free and an American. So please remember that. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I want people to understand the magnitude of this weekend. It's not about going out and barbecuing or hitting the beach. So instead of being bummed that most of us can't go to the beach because of the quarantine, please remember, just be thankful, and honor those who gave that sacrifice, and be grateful. Be a little bit more respectful to the people out there continuing to work, in the grocery stores and the restaurants that are open. Understand that we're all making sacrifices. They are too as well. And understand that before you go, full Karen on somebody. But have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks again for listening. Please, follow all this stuff. Hope you enjoy your holiday, and yeah, stay strong.
And I was talking to your mother just the other night. I told her I thought you were an asshole. She said, yes, I think you're right. And all